Jake Gyllenhaal and Doug Liman, the director for the new Roadhouse movie that was made under Amazon Prime's. I guess Amazon Prime made the movie, but Jake Gyllenhaal
Amazon
is going to
Prime
be in it.
Video.
Yes. So they never, I guess, wrote down in their contract or anything. Jake Gyllenhaal never specified that, oh, this movie's going to theaters. And so right now, Amazon Prime has decided we're going to just put it on the streaming service. We're not putting it in theaters at all. Nobody can go see it in theater.
I have a lot of opinions. Yeah, they're mad. I have a lot of opinions about this, but right off the top, I don't understand how they would not be aware of this. Has Amazon Prime ever released a movie in theaters?
I don't think so.
This would be the first if they did. So I don't see why they thought
here's my issue with it is I mean, number one, you've signed up to do a movie with a shipping company.
Yeah.
Whose main
E-commerce.
source of income is e-commerce and shipping, and they also have a studio company that doesn't make nearly as much money.
No, they only make because their e-commerce is successful.
They do not need the money from this.
These departments share funds.
Right. It is not important if this goes into theaters. It is not important if this is super successful. And they do
This is
not,
them. Look,
they do not care.
Right. They don't care. This is I heard Amazon Prime described in this way by somebody. I don't remember who it was. This is Amazon Prime looking for clout in the Hollywood system.
Oh, yes.
Because they're not making any good business decisions. They don't understand the business of filmmaking and production in Hollywood and studios. They just created a studio because they have tons of money.
Yeah.
And they start producing content, and they're trying to get clout in an arena that they are not really associated with outside of their streaming service.
This is interesting because the past two movies that Jake Gyllenhaal has done have not gone to theaters. You had The Guilty back in like 21, I think. And then after that, he had Ambulance, which also just went straight to Amazon Prime. Ambulance was on Netflix? I thought that was Amazon Prime.
I want to say
The Guilty was Netflix, and then
okay,
and then
you're right.
Ambulance was Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
But so it's interesting that right now Jake is being like, we need this to go in theaters. Why do you think he wants it to go in theaters so bad?
I think because it's such an iconic film.
It is.
IP.
It is an iconic thing that they're trying to.
Not an original idea.
But I mean, if you look at the business model, the reason that a studio, that a production company would want their movie to go into theaters is so that as many people can see it and they can make as much money from it as possible. Amazon Prime doesn't need that. But it's more interesting that Apple TV, Apple Plus is investing in filmmakers and investing in TV and movies that are going to theaters first.
Right.
So that and it's less like they are it's more like they are funding a project, not getting involved in the project.
Do you think so this is coming out now, and a couple weeks ago, we had the terms for the actors strike come out. And part of that is show accurate numbers. The actors get paid based off how it performs on these streaming platforms. Do you think Amazon is making any of these decisions based off that, you think?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I think anything that's absolutely possible. But I don't know why. If you want the movie to make money, I think this movie has potential to make money. They should release it into theaters, but they could be hedging their bets and saying, well, if this doesn't get any viewership in theaters, we could just put it on Amazon Prime where everybody has to come to watch it, and we can kind of fudge our numbers a little bit because everybody has to come to Amazon Prime to watch the
Yeah,
movie.
you have to think about the contrast. So theaters is the legacy style
Hmm.
that potentially earns actors and directors the most money.
Yeah.
All right. Especially if it's a decent run. Then you get into the streaming platform, where the business of streaming is, since Netflix started it, has been, we want subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people that don't have Amazon Prime subscriptions. And I believe you said this article points out that they went to Jeff Bezos' yacht
Oh yeah, they
and did a private showing for him, and then made the case to get it in theaters, and he still
Yeah.
turned him down.
yeah.
And the business side of this is, you want the company to have subscriptions. Like, you don't want to collect a big fat paycheck from theaters that you also have to dish out a lot of money up front to get it into. What you want is, you want that monthly payout from tens of thousands or millions of people, you know? And from the business side, to benefit the company Amazon Prime, that's the right way to go. To benefit the creatives, it's a theater run, you know?
Well, also, I mean, you can really see what a tool Jeff Bezos is, that you would take your movie to him, that this is important to you, and that he can't see that importance. He looks at it and he's just like, oh yeah, it's a movie that can go on the streaming platform. He doesn't have any vested interest in the streaming platform. He doesn't care. It's not the main source of income for him. Whereas the studios and the production houses, it's like, yeah, we got to get this into theaters. This has to make money. We got to promote it. We've got to have interviews. We've got to have ads. We've got to have billboards. People need to go to the movie. They've got to enjoy it. They've got to tell their friends. Whereas the companies are like, throw it up. Especially not necessarily Netflix, because they are a movie studio company. They have to, their stuff has to be successful. But for Amazon Prime, for Apple, sure, toss it up. Toss it up on the computer.
And this is probably another form of clout. This is like Amazon Prime.
Look how good of a movie that we can make that doesn't have to go to theaters. We can make
or
it,
just
put
that,
it on
or
our
just that it's on
website.
streaming services, or just that they have this many subscribers to Amazon Prime. Like, that's the clout that they want, because streaming is all the rage in Hollywood right now, especially among the business side of the companies. Like, no one really is, outside of a few examples, there's not a ton of business people going like, well, my movie made this much in theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Disney's trying to play that game, but they've had so many successes, it's almost a tired game to play. Right now, the hot gauze is, how many subscribers do you have on your streaming platform?
Oh yeah.
And that's what the motivation is, to keep this there. They don't want people to go to the theater, see the movie, and not get a Amazon Prime subscription. You know?
But then
Amazon Prime, if you have an Amazon Prime for the shipping service, you also have an Amazon Prime video service. Correct?
Well, that's why they would put this up on their streaming service, so that you sign up for Amazon Prime, which is both, and so you watch, maybe you watch Roadhouse, the new Roadhouse movie. That's why you signed up, but you've still got 7 days on this free trial. Why not go ahead and get some order something that's going to get here tomorrow.
Pringles off of Amazon Prime.
Order something that's going to get here tomorrow. Take advantage, and then maybe potentially you see how useful that is, and you keep it. I think that's the kind of bets that they're hedging. But most people are going to sign up for the 7-day free trial and then cancel it right after they watch Roadhouse.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, they just don't care. They just are looking for subscription numbers, and they use e-commerce and a whole bunch of other stuff, as well as Amazon Video Prime.
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's
almost subscription numbers.
Yeah.
It's almost like all these photos are, Jake Gyllenhaal without his shirt on. It's like Amazon Prime is, they're showing off Jake Gyllenhaal's body for their Amazon Prime company.
Think about it. You're a young woman, and you like Jake Gyllenhaal, but you
And
don't
you
have
buy
Amazon
stuff on the
Prime.
internet.
But you do buy stuff on the internet. So when the movie comes out exclusively on Amazon Prime Video, you
Yeah, you're
set
gonna
up
be like,
yourself a
"Gee."
Amazon Prime account and
To get some of that prime
to
Jake.
watch some of that Gyllenhaal.
Prime
Yeah.
Prime Gyllenhaal.
And
Prime
you know, but since you have Amazon Prime for the next 7 days, you go ahead and buy some stuff. Maybe you keep Amazon Prime. That's what they're going for. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to. It's a trap. It's a honey trap.
That's why these
I like
e-commerce
that.
and tech companies
A honey pot.
they're going to collapse the entertainment system because they
'Cause they
are
don't
only
care.
operating in their income is not based on it.
They want
Whereas
you to
you have
buy
something
stuff
like
on Amazon Prime.
Netflix, if their entertainment does not make money, they failed.
Yes.
If they do not get subscriptions for the shows and movies they make,
Yes.
they failed.
Yeah.
That takes way more balls than what Amazon Prime is doing.
If
And also just think about this. The investment of the actors and creators for this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's super cut.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He really went through a transformation to
Yeah.
make this film good. And they're not going to respect that?
If this fails, if Prime Video fails, if their studio fails, Amazon does not. They are still making money because they are a shipping company. If Apple fails, if Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus, if it fails, Apple
In some
does
ways, you
not.
could say it's still not off the ground.
Apple does not fail because they are still selling computers and
Yeah, I have really nice
phones
Apple computer and phone and everything right here, so.
and cameras and everything, and they are not losing anything. It's not.
They're getting in the VR game. They're gonna
I
have a
mean,
super
to
expensive
put it in
headset.
like a real, I guess, go really hard with it. It's not like life and death for them. You make money with the videos, or you don't make money with the videos, and you fail.
It's cloud, dude. For
It's just
some
cloud.
reason,
We can do
Hollywood
it. We can
has
put
been
up a streaming service.
Yeah,
Let's do
Amazon.
it.
What? No, look, Hollywood has been for the past 100 years has built it's a house of cards basically, but
Okay.
it is they have this fake sense of respect around the world from these film studios, these film directors, and these actors because we see them on screen and they become heroes and big personalities to us because they're on this giant screen at the theaters. So Hollywood has created over the past 100 years this reputation that these people want to be in on. If you want to be the celebrity, then you got to be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And these business owners are like, nobody knows my name. I know. I'll start making movies. And they just want the clout, man.
Yeah.
And they have the money to burn
Hollywood
to do it.
clout. If you're Amazon or if you're Apple and you can get Jake Gyllenhaal or Martin Scorsese or Leonardo DiCaprio or any of these big actors,
all of a sudden you have clout for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because you have money to
you're
tap
pretending to be no, I think Apple's actually doing it pretty well. I think they're not. I think they've got some solid stuff under their belt so far.
But nobody's betting it. No, who has an Amazon? Who has an Apple TV Plus
like I'm saying, what I'm saying is you have to. I think they made a good decision. Wasn't Killers of the Flower Moon funded by Apple TV?
Yeah, but they're
and
doing
it went to theaters.
Stuff.
That's what you need to be doing. That's what these companies need to be doing.
Jeff, you're not going to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
You might,
but if he wants true Hollywood clout, you got to play the theater game. Because that's what Hollywood does.
Yeah.
The only person who doesn't do it is Netflix, and they are on shaky ground constantly and will continue to be on shaky ground because they are doing a dangerous business model.
Much as I hate watching Nicole Kidman talk about the whole AMC theater thing every time I go into the theater and I have to watch her stupid, she's not wrong about
she's not wrong.
It's the feeling. There's a reason we enjoy going to the movies
but honestly, that promo she's watching a failing film because she's the only one in the theater.
But also it's about that, that's what gives people the feeling, desire. I think it even lends itself to making people love the actors and Hollywood, is because they get that feeling of going to the movies and enjoying the screen and the popcorn and the crowd and everything.
And what is Jeff? Turn a lot about a shipping company, but listen to Jake and Doug that have been in the filming industry for 20, 30 years.
Decades, man.
Listen to somebody who knows what they're doing with.
He doesn't care.
Movies.
He doesn't care.
Jake needs to get himself he doesn't need a mentor for acting, maybe just a mentor for signing contracts. Because this movie's done and he's making a problem with this. Why didn't you talk to Tom Cruise, who has this down to a science? You know what I mean?
Who's still putting movies in theaters.
His priority. Him and Christopher Nolan, number one priority is theater experience. Movies in theaters.
Yeah.
So why don't you best believe you're not going to see Tom Cruise act in an Amazon Prime movie that doesn't go to theaters.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen because he's not part of the religion, Jake's got religion.
Well,
it's because Tom Cruise puts that in his contract.
I think Tom Cruise is outside of that. It's almost like nowadays you have to star in something that's going to be on Netflix or Amazon. But Tom Cruise is kind of outside of that realm. He doesn't do that stuff.
Because he collapsed. He has his own production company. He started back with the first Mission Impossible.
Yeah, go work with Tom.
Do you think this is a whole other topic, but this is interesting. Do you think so? We for a long time saw the movies go to theaters, and that's what studios were doing. And then, as much as maybe we don't give him that much credit, I think Adam Sandler signed this contract with Netflix and said, I'll do, I don't even know what it was, 5 films for Netflix, and you give me 100, 200 million, and I'll do 5 films. And he's been doing that for a while, and then people like Ryan Reynolds did it after Adam Sandler, and now
directors are doing it. Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, it almost
David
seems
Fincher.
Like Jake is doing that now, where he had The Guilty, and he's going to these streaming platforms. You think that's
where I think that's where the work is. I think that's where the work is. I think unless you get an opportunity where you can be in something like Oppenheimer or Barbie or something, the work is at Netflix. The work is at
because they always
Amazon
got something
Prime.
For you.
But the actors are realizing that's not where the money is.
Right. Now, I do think it's also not just it is where the work is. What am I trying to say? It is where the work is, but in some fashion, it's not. I don't know what my point is. It's not where the best interest for the Hollywood is, because it's kind of crumbling in on itself because of this.
Unless they can make it work. Unless somebody can make it work.
But you're gonna have one-off.
With the strikes, they are trying to make it where the money is too. The strikes were part of, we want this to be where the money is also, I think.
So let's see this. Can Amazon Prime fudge the numbers and do a payout to Jake? Or are they expecting it to not do well and they can just have the clout for the film and not have to have a big payout?
Here's the here's my thoughts. If Jake and Doug know that this movie's not going to go to theaters, and they know that, but they can kind of pressure Amazon into really pushing the movie. If they make a big stink about it not going to theaters, maybe Amazon will promote the movie a lot more so that they can get the views, they can get the numbers, and Jake and Doug know that they're going to get money because of that. If they make a stink about it.
If they make you think this is a tactic?
It's a plan. I think it could be. I think it's a scheme. It's a win. It's more of a win-win this way. If you make a stink about it, they promote it more. They, they get more eyes on your movie on the streaming platform. You get paid. If they decide to put the movie into theaters, you get paid. So making a stink here is the most important thing for them.
Okay.
Right. It's unfortunate that Tom Cruise couldn't have made a heavier stink with when his film came out a week before the Barbenheimer catastrophe.
Yeah.
But that made news. That he made us
Yeah.
think about it. It made news. So,
And it still didn't change anything, though.
but
It didn't, like, people didn't show up for that movie, unfortunately, which they would have if it wasn't followed up by Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And I don't think we fully knew to that extent how threatening Barbie was to his movie. I'm sure he thought it was a big threat. He probably had his eyes more on Oppenheimer with the IMAX and everything. But man, Barbie just slaughtered everything for the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Slaughtered everything.
Gee, would they be slaughtering? They just it's violent out there.
It's the first movie that women have seen in 3 years in theaters.